Aaron Rodgers struggles against the Bengals on Sunday.
Yeah, well, then Steeler fans should start to worry about what the back end of the season could look like. It's going to be a tough schedule down the stretch. Aaron Rodgers has, for the most part, played as expected. There's been other elements of the Steelers team that has not been up to par, but on the back end, they have the Ravens twice. They have the Lions. They just have a very, very tough part of the schedule. Going into the playoffs, you don't want your quarterback struggling.
No, you don't. Okay, what if Caleb Williams and the Bears win their third straight game? What's that mean?
Well, then that means the hiring of Ben Johnson is a definitive success. When you watch Caleb Williams play now, he's playing with a purpose. He's getting out of the pocket, eyes downfield. He's an asset to this offense, whereas before, you worried about his mechanics. There's still a ways to go, but if you've watched Caleb Williams over the last few weeks, you see a guy that you feel confident can lead this team to potentially a playoff run. He's on pace for 4,000 yards, and that has not happened at the Bears franchise.
All right, this next one I ask with great stress. What if Jordan Love struggles against the Giants on Sunday?
If Jordan Love struggles against the Giants, it's time for a factory reset on my boy. LaFleur's going to have to figure out a game plan to settle him down. He's playing a little frantic. He's moving too fast. He's missing players down the field, and a lot of times he's getting rid of the ball before the play develops. So they're going to have to figure out a strategy to settle him down in the pocket so that when he's running the offense, they can take full advantage down the field.
Okay, the last two games that they've played, the Packers offense has been MIA, missing in action, averaging 10 points per game and have only scored on 4 of their 17 offensive drives, 2 field goals, 3 touchdowns. Taylor Lewan, we come to you.
Oh, yes.
What do we say if Jordan Love struggles against the Giants on Sunday?
What a tough position you've put me in. If Jordan Love struggles against the Giants on Sunday, we got to start thinking about the Packers not making the playoffs. And I don't think this is a indictment on Matt LaFleur. I think, and I hate saying this because I'm an offensive lineman guy, but because of the offensive line play, it's gotten Jordan Love to get a little more happy feet. Look down at the rush as opposed to looking downfield. You watch the game they played against the Eagles this past week. There are multiple guys opens in different scenarios where the protection is good, but because it's been inconsistent throughout this year, he does not trust that his offensive line is going to get it done. He's not pushing the ball down the field the way he should.
It's been mass hysteria on ESPN all week already about the Packers. And Dano, you look heated up.
We needed an instant reaction.
Nuts.
How come?
One, this is what happens when people say, quarterback, protect the football. I'm not paying you $55 million to protect the ball. You pay players like me to protect the football. And that's not being joking, like legit. I'm paying Jordan Love to be great. And it's way too cautious. In the narrative around Jordan Love, this is what has bothered me so much about the season and coming off of last week. Jordan Love's a walking turnover. That's factually incorrect. Jordan Love's reckless with the football. That's factually incorrect. If you look at over the course of the last season of starts, because last year he missed some time, this year we're not all the way through. Look at where he is when it comes to giving the ball away. Jalen right now is historically good with it, throwing the football to the other team. Stafford's in the conversation for MVP of the league, and then Lamar's Lamar. Jordan Love's third when it comes to throwing interceptions as far as how much we throw the football. So like everyone talks about Jordan Love as this walking, oh my gosh, he's not. I would argue he's too cautious with the football. I would argue because of the offensive line and because of this, we got a great defense, don't throw the ball to the other team, he's not cutting it loose. If I was Matt LaFleur, I would sit there and say, Jordan, start throwing the ball downfield. If you throw an interception, it's on me. If you throw an interception, we traded 7,000 picks for Micah Parsons. We paid him $1 billion. And I would agree, Monday night, there's people open. But for some reason, he won't throw the football because everybody talks about Jordan Love being the reason why the Packers aren't going to win games because if he gives the ball away, it's the worst thing. No, it's not. Everyone has to get rid of these turnovers with quarterbacks. When do you turn it over, and what happens with that actual turnover?
Is it not heavy as the crown, though? This is a guy who has been handed the big contract, and they made those trades to get them to the Super Bowl this year. Do you not feel that he should be able to elevate this team above even the injuries and the offensive line play?
Elevate this team to what? He's a drop or two away from maybe winning that game, and the narrative is not even real. This team is 2 snaps away from being a 1-loss football team, and everyone going, yup, this is a Super Bowl contender. Now they're not? Now they're not because they've lost to the defending Super Bowl champion at home when they had 3 or 4 drops. And Jordan didn't play good the other night, but Jordan played too cautious the other night.
But they also lost the week before to Carolina at home. They also lost at Cleveland. The offense is underperformed. And I don't know exactly what the problem is.
I can tell you what the problem is.
Just the offensive line? That's the problem?
Well, it's always going to start there, right? So the offensive line isn't good. What happens with this is, as a coach and a quarterback, the worst place I want to be is 3rd and 7 plus, 3rd and obvious passing situations with an offensive line is not good, right? This simple. Defense knows I have to pass. I'm going to die in the pocket. So on 1st down, let's be efficient. Let's be efficient. Okay, then 2nd down, let's get to 3rd and 6 because we don't want to be in 3rd and 8. And it's the reverse impact because what you're doing is you take aggression away. You take urgency away. If I'm the Packers, urgency. I want to come out, take a shot early on in this game. I want to throw a screen, get some good yards. I want to take a shot again, and I want to play no tempo, and then all of a sudden the game's over.
Adam, Jordan Love's not the only person hearing it in the media. There was an Athletic article saying it's fair to assume that Matt LaFleur should be on the hot seat right now.
That is nonsense.
Well, listen. Here's the deal.
We'll drop it on him.
He's one of the great coaches in the game. That's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about is that they had a new president, Ed Policy, come in. Typically in Green Bay, they've extended their head coach and their general manager when they've had multiple years left on their contracts. He did not extend their contracts. Now, they are finishing up this year. We'll see how the year goes. They're coming off a couple of straight losses here. Next year would be the last year of LaFleur's deal and Brian Gutekunst's deal. So they would be heading to the last year. Nobody in the NFL that wants to keep people lets key people get into the last year of their contract. So that's where this is coming from. If this team's struggling, if this team traded 1,000 picks for Micah Parsons
and paid him $1 billion,
$1 billion, and they don't make the playoffs, then what are they doing? They're extending LaFleur and they're extending Gutekunst.
This team's going to make the playoffs. Let's
okay, they're the 7th seed right now.
Let's pump the brakes.
Pump them,
There's almost half the season left. It's an elite defense. It's an offense that has performed as a top 5 offense this year. They haven't played well in the last 2 weeks. Settle down. Let's just. And if Matt LaFleur gets fired by the Packers, he'll be out of a job for 14 seconds.
That's fine.
We agree on that. We agree with that. We're not arguing the merits of Matt LaFleur. We're talking about what the situation is there and why the conversation has come up.
The offensive line's got to play better. They got to get Jayden Reed back. Matthew Golden's going to have to get back and also play better than he was. Jordan Love's going to be fine. He's going to play at a very high level.
Will, your thoughts?
I personally love nothing more than a fired up Dan Orlovsky.
It drives me nuts the way that we have talked about this quarterbacking team. It drives me absolutely outrageous.
I agree on the front of talking about Coach LaFleur and the whole job and everything else. I mean, they've been to the playoffs 5 of his 6 seasons there, 2 NFC championships. But as far as the offensive play, there's definitely validation and everybody's concerned with when is this team going to get rolling. It's like, what do you do? If Jordan Love struggle, if they struggle again this week.
Tucker Kraft's not coming back. Eldon Jenkins is out now.
That's my point. And I love you, but when's this offense going to get rolling? This offense has played, for the most part this season, outside of those 2 games, as a top 5 offense. In like every element. This is a 2-game stretch where they have not played well. But we've talked about Jordan Love. I've heard people say he's bad. What in God's green earth are we talking about?
I'm with you. It would, as somebody who also roots for the Packers, if they had these 2 games early in the year and not these last 2 when we're getting into November and trying to find a rhythm going into the playoffs, the concern wouldn't feel there near as much.
We're 18 days removed from him going for 20 straight on national TV and going, is this guy going to win MVP? Now he's not good at football? In 18 days?
NFL stays for not for long.
Agree with you.
But then, hey, listen.
Hey,
let's put it down. Let's all calm